Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. I'm your host, Johnny Freeborn, and my next guest is Malinda McGurk. Welcome, Melinda.
Thank you.
You're with Realty Concepts.
Realty Concepts.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's right. This is a real estate show, right? Not quantum physics. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a realtor in the Fresno-Clovis area. I've been doing real estate for 3 years. I'm a transplant from Colorado.
Okay.
So,
Colorado.
Colorado.
You missed that, don't you?
A little
All
bit,
the scenery,
yeah.
I'm sure it's
I
beautiful.
don't miss the snow or any of that stuff. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're happy.
So you've been here how long now again?
4 years.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what got you involved in real estate?
Well, I've always been on the outer fringes of real estate. I was a general contractor for 7 years in Colorado. We bought and fixed houses and, different things like that. And so when we moved here, I was in corporate sales doing webinars for a software company. And as typical with software, got laid off.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, no, what do I do? Okay, I love real estate, so that's what I decided to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you offer personalized service. Tell me about that.
Well, I really believe that there's a diverse group of people looking for homes. And also I work with businesses too. And so I believe in personalized service because I don't want to put myself into a niche market where I shut other things off or other people off. And so everyone deserves personalized service. And that's what I do is I listen, I look for the best results for my clients, and I help them, of course, buy a home. That's the results they're looking for.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me about the initial appointment when someone wants to get together with you. What does that look like?
Well, first of all, again, when you're looking at personalized service, you have to pay attention to your clients. And that first appointment is really important because that's where I get to know their personality, their desires, why they're making a change, what they're hoping to get with their new home, different things of that nature. And then from there, I can really help dial things in as far as what areas may be attractive to them, the price range, etc. I can also help guide them, for example, if they don't have a lender, because the pre-approval process, especially with today's market, is really key. And so with the figuring out what they want, figuring out different areas, and then the price range is critical before we actually start looking at homes. And then that's the fun part, is looking at all the homes.
And you can get that squared away rather quickly. They just call you up, and that looks like you...
Yeah. Typically what will happen is people will come to me in a variety of ways, referrals, websites, phone calls, etc. And so I will sit down with them, schedule time to discuss what they're looking for, what their options are, most important though, what they want to accomplish in the long term. And then from there, I can, help guide them as far as different areas to consider, different ranges, schools, whatever the scenario might be.
Okay.
So,
how do you help the customer determine purchasing parameters?
Yeah, a lot of that is not determined by me. So it's determined in two different ways. First of all, the pre-approval process with the lender. And so, as I was saying, it's really important that they talk with the lender and get the pre-approval process in place. Because the lender will say, okay, you qualify for this dollar amount.
Okay.
But the next step is, even though you might qualify, let's say, for example, you might qualify for $400,000 loan, but you're only comfortable with a $350,000 loan, then we would make sure that we follow those parameters. Because again, I'm here to help you, not the other way around. So I'm famous for telling my clients, this is about you, this is not about me. So we're going to do what you're comfortable with and what works for you, not what's best for me. And so that's the way we work.
Now, with viewing the homes, is there a special strategy or an approach that you have in helping things go along smoothly?
Well, there's a couple things. First of all, in some ways it's an elimination process. So there's, especially today, there's only a certain amount of homes on the market. So you really have to pay attention, look at what you like, what you don't like, be able to go through that process pretty quickly because homes are going pretty quickly. And then, of course, I help people go out and see them and, go through and remind them, okay, this is nice, but you said this and this and this were important.
Right.
I don't see them.
Yeah.
Is it still important or has it changed? And so
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the
You
person
help
that keeps
remind- You're the Jiminy Cricket,
right.
or the voice of conscience, right?
That's right. And so, I tell everyone up front that I'm a very direct communicator.
Okay.
And so if they're not comfortable with my directness, then I can point them in a direction of other agents to work with and stuff. But that's just how I am. Haven't lost
good.
anyone so far, but I always
All
want
right.
to.
Yeah. So tell me, do you have any listings right now, or?
I have some listings coming up. I don't have any of them right now.
Okay, where can we look for those at?
One will be coming up in Clovis. It will come on the market on Monday.
Okay,
So,
great.
Yeah.
And we can look for that on MLS, or how
Yes.
do we stay in touch
Yeah.
with you? Okay.
You can look for it on the MLS. And again, if you're working with an agent, which I highly recommend, in today's market, homes are going so quickly. If you're not working with a professional, if you don't have your ducks in a row, having your pre-approval process, etc., then you're going to miss out. Certain price ranges are selling very quickly. And so it's very important to have everything in order so that when you find that house, you're ready to write the order, or write the contract, I should say. And then as the contract gets accepted, then you go into escrow. And then as you're going into escrow, you would do things like put in your earnest money deposit to make sure.
What is that, earnest money?
Earnest money is essentially showing the seller that you're serious about buying their home.
Okay.
And it's typically 1% of the purchase price. And it goes into escrow, and then escrow holds that. At
Okay.
the end of the transaction, it applies towards your closing costs.
Awesome.
So you don't lose it. It just goes there.
Yeah.
And then you also need to do all your home inspections. So again, it's important that you have someone guiding you through that process, because you really want to understand what you're buying.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want to overlook anything in
Correct.
something this
Correct.
large of a purchase.
and it doesn't mean that it's going to be fixed, but you have a clear understanding of what you're going to get. And so that's really important. And then, of course, right before you close, you do the final walkthrough. And that allows you to make sure the condition of the property is still the same. Nothing happened.
They didn't steal the appliances.
That's right.
and,
That's right. Or hit a hole in the drywall as they were
Right.
moving things out. And then also it allows you to make sure all your repairs were done, etc. That was agreed on. And then of course the last part is signing all the documents. And then once you're through with that, then you get the keys.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you get to move.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
If you can get enough neighbors to help you move,
Yes, or friends or family.
right? Can I borrow your pickup truck? Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show,
My
Malinda.
pleasure.
And hopefully everyone checks out Realty Concepts. I got
That's
it right,
right.
this time.
That's
so.
right. And then I also have a website, MalindaMcGurkHomes.com.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Yep, check her out.
Great.
Make sure you stay tuned to her listings. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.